What's up YouTube, and welcome to another Player 2 Gaming Strategy Guide. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss any of our future videos. As well, you can check out our live stream on Facebook. All that information is in the description down below. Alright, let's start off by taking a look at some of the weapon-based stats that every weapon in Modern Warfare has. These are accuracy, damage, range, fire rate, mobility, and control. Having an understanding of what all of these are and how they affect your weapon will help you greatly when customizing your weapon attachments. Accuracy will determine how accurate your weapon is when being hip-fired, as well as determine how close your bullet is to your reticle. Damage determines the amount of damage one round from your weapon magazine will inflict on an opponent. Range determines the range at which weapon damage and effectiveness start to drop off. Fire rate will determine how quickly a weapon fires multiple rounds. Mobility determines your operator's movement speed and ability to quickly aim down your sight. Control will determine two things: how much recoil a weapon will have when firing, and how much sway your gun will have when aiming down sight. Now take all of this into consideration when heading into the gunsmith to customize your weapons. There are a number of variables that will affect your weapon's effectiveness in different situations. Specific attachments will have pros and cons. Keep all of the following in mind when choosing your weapon's loadout. Bullet velocity will determine the bullet's trajectory, or range at which the bullet will begin to drop off, as well as travel time to the target. Damage range determines how well your weapon's damage holds up, the greater the distance your target. Flash concealment does exactly as it says and simply hides the flash of your weapon when fired. Sound suppression. Now this is an important one. A suppressor will muzzle the sound of your weapon, but take this lightly because it does not completely negate the sound of your gun firing. A suppressor will, however, keep your location off the minimap and compasses when firing. Now these next three seem to get confused a lot, so let's break it down. Recoil stabilization, recoil control, and aiming stability. Recoil stabilization determines how quickly you can center your gun after firing. Recoil control determines the amount of vertical and horizontal recoil you will experience when firing your weapon. Aiming stability will affect the amount of idle sway you will encounter. Aim down sight speed determines how quickly you can bring your weapon to an aiming position to fire. Aim walking movement speed determines how quickly you will move while aiming down your sight. Aim walking steadiness will affect how steady your operator will hold his weapon while walking and aiming. Hip-fire accuracy determines how well your operator controls the recoil of his weapon when hip-firing. Movement speed determines how fast you move while your weapon is equipped, which is directly related to how heavy your weapon is. The heavier the weapon, the slower you move. Sprint to fire speed determines how quickly you will be able to fire your weapon directly after running. Magazine capacity will determine the amount of rounds you have in each clip. Take note that a lot of these clips actually change the type of ammo you use as well, directly affecting various stats of your weapons such as damage and bullet velocity. And lastly, melee damage will determine how much damage you inflict on an enemy when smashing your weapon across your enemy's skull. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our live stream on Facebook every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. Link in the description. Cheers.
Got the other one?